imagination, creativity, risk-taking, and alertness to new opportunities are but a few of the core values to becoming an entrepreneur. Through the millennia, Judaism has encouraged study, education, literacy, and self-sufficiency as central pillars to living an authentic Jewish life. Rabbi Liebenberg elaborates on the entrepreneurial spirit of the biblical Abraham.
When we think of the term entrepreneur, we automatically think of the 21st century. It's a new concept, and it has to do with business. It certainly has nothing to do with the Bible or biblical characters. But I believe that the source of entrepreneurship, in fact, goes back to the book of Genesis, and in particular to Abraham, the first of the patriarchs. Why is this so? Abraham was a complete iconoclast. He came up with a new idea and a new concept. And isn't that what the entrepreneur comes up with? Something new, a new business proposal. And the question is, how is he going to introduce this new concept to the world, to customers who perhaps don't know anything about this particular concept? Abraham was raised in a family that believed entirely in idols. There was no concept of a single God, of monotheism. And when Abraham was in his middle ages, he realized that there must be a creator of this world, one true God. And this was a truth that he didn't just want to keep for himself or for his family, but he wanted to spread it to the rest of the world. But how was this possible? And for this, he had to be an entrepreneur. First of all, he needed partners. Well, his first partner, naturally, was his wife, Sarah. Then he had another partner, his servant, Eliezer, his most trusted servant. And he had with him also his nephew that he raised as his own son, Lot. And together, they were going to go out and teach monotheism. The problem was where they lived. The customer base wasn't particularly good. And therefore, they had to move to a place where they would find more customers. And so, Abraham begins a long trek from Mesopotamia to the land of Canaan, later the land of Israel, to find customers. But how is he going to teach this new concept to the world? How is he going to sell this vision? This is not something that people wanted. They didn't want to believe in a single God. They wanted to remain attached to his idols. And therefore, Abraham came up with an incredible business proposal. Try to give to people what they want, and therefore slowly introduce to them in a non-threatening way the idea of a single God. And Abraham came up with a brilliant methodology. The way he was going to do it was with kindness. He was going to be kind. He was going to be outgoing. He was going to teach people slowly. And this is how he did it. The Talmud tells us that Abraham had an open home. He had an open door policy. He had a tent that is described as being open on all four sides. And wayfarers could come any time of the day. He also set up an orchard and an inn, a place where people could come for accommodation and for food. And he wouldn't charge them. It would be free of charge. They would come in and he would lay on for them an incredible meal. This, the Bible describes when the three visitors, who were in fact angels, came to his house. He brought them water to have a shower. He brought them water to drink because they were so parched from their long journey. He brought them incredible food, and he himself waited upon them and served them. And they ate, and people would come to his inn and they would have an incredible meal. And afterwards they would say, we would like to offer our thanks to our host, to this person who's giving us all of this incredible food. And Abraham would say, don't thank me, thank the creator of the world. And they would say, the creator of the world? Who are you speaking about? And he would begin to teach them about God and about monotheism. He did it in a completely non-threatening way. And he used a business mind and a business concept. Let's try to bring people in, give them what they want. In this case, they wanted food, they wanted water, they wanted accommodation, and slowly we'll begin to teach them this new idea. To such an extent that the Bible says that when he eventually moved from his home in Mesopotamia to the land of Canaan, he brought with him the souls that he had made in Haran. He made a soul. How does one make a soul? Only God can make a soul. No. The sages explain that he took those souls, those pagans, those idolaters, and he put them under the wings of God's protection. He taught them what it means to believe in a God. So entrepreneurship is not something new. It's not something that came in the 21st century. It's something that goes back to the beginnings of time, to the beginning of history, to an incredible iconoclast whose name was Abraham, who taught the world about monotheism.